This is always the fun part, standing here. Give it a couple minutes for people to start joining in here just a little bit, and we'll get started. Give it about 30 more seconds, and then we'll get rolling this morning or this afternoon, depends on where you are. All right. You want to go ahead and let's get us kicked off today.
I'm sorry, Mandy?
You want to go ahead and get kicked off?
Yeah, sure. So thanks everybody for coming. My name is Wyatt Reed, and I'm a solutions architect from Shippo. And with me, I have Mady from Linnworks. And today we want to talk to you about your peak season with last minute shipping and, of course, the order management optimizations. So, welcome to your peak prep session. Today, we'll get started with a few housekeeping items. First, I want to mention that the slides in the recording are going to be emailed to everyone. So, don't worry about taking screenshots or screen recordings. We'll get that to you afterwards. And if you do have questions, you should see a Q&A button in the bottom of your Zoom window. And you can go ahead and type them into the box, and Carla will go ahead and moderate and let Mady and I know. And as well as closed captioning, we do have that capability in Zoom. So you should see that button as well. And then Mady, if you'd like to introduce yourself.
Yeah, my name is Mady Mitchell. I'm the partner account manager here at Linnworks for the North America region. I've been with the company about 4 years and have a very good passion about OMS and inventory. So I'm excited to be here with you, Wyatt, to get everything kicked off and talk about peak season.
Awesome. So we know we're coming up here on October 22nd. So it's crunch time, but it's not too late. And then we'll go ahead and talk to you about 5 different optimizations that we've identified here today. The first is going to be branded tracking and the concept of where is my order. Also, multi-carrier flexibility, using more than one carrier to achieve different goals in your business. Some of the low-tech secrets to warehouse efficiency that are often overlooked. And then Mady will talk about the order management automations and also inventory visibility, and then we can go over to Q&A. Awesome. So like we mentioned, peak season is here. And just to start off, we'd like to go ahead and get started with a quick poll. So let's ask a question. What is your biggest peak season pain point right now? Do you have issues with carrier delays, not being able to get your packages to them? Maybe you discovered issues with your own pick and pack process. So if you had any problems, let us know, what you think here in this poll. We've got 3 options.
Fantastic. So peak season is challenges left and right, and they can really highlight a lot of these challenges. And why do we have these stats up here? Because syncing inventory is a stat that we have that's a big issue here. So during peak season, risks get magnified. Just like I said, this is when they're really at the height of their issue. A small sync delay can turn into hundreds of oversold units, frustrated customers, and then negative reviews, which you don't want to lose that during this time. I know if I bought something, I would want to make sure I can get it. If not, I'd have to finish off my Christmas or my holiday packing and my holiday shopping. An accurate view of inventory stat. This is the biggest thing that 36% of realtors going into peak season, they say they have a clear and accurate view of their inventory. Only 36%. Why? That sounds like a lot of uncertain people here that they don't have a good view and they need something in place to really be able to manage their increased orders coming in, and it's going to get highlighted even more coming in this season into peak season here.
Yep. And peak is predictable in timing, but unpredictable in execution. You can see here kind of the meaning of the last minute optimizations. So we had a record December last year. Shippo merchants experienced volume spikes nearly 2 times their February baseline, and we expect the same thing this year. So really illustrative of every fulfillment optimization here really matters to protect your profit. We can move on to the next slide.
Yeah, this one's kind of one of my favorites, especially given what's coming up just around the corner. Some of the nightmares that we see during peak season, overselling, we missed it. We, just mentioned this. Where your system shows the stock more than what you have, creating very unhappy customers. Your support team, all your customer service team, that's going to lead to a lot of issues there. And then the human error, like applying the wrong postage in a rush, they double pay for something just to fix it because you selected the wrong thing, you had to get something out, or even picking the wrong thing. Those manual operations that can actually lead to, insignificant revenue loss or significant revenue loss. It's just that zombie walk of walking around, you don't know where anything is in the warehouse and picking the wrong thing. That simple human error that can make a huge mistake, and then unreliable platforms that could go down, losing over $2 million. We had a customer say they lost over $2 million in sales just because of these things, and they did not have the right things in place.
Absolutely. And even another peak nightmare, right, is tracking that is lagging or is not updated or something that works against you rather than for you. So what we saw with this Shippo Linnworks integration is a concept of where is my order, right? A lot of the calls that you're going to get from support aren't going to be related to being able to create a label, but also where is my package? And so when we think about that, having a really good user journey so the user always knows where the package is and always has the warm fuzzy about getting their stuff. That's really a margin protection lever and also a protection against costs from not repeated manual processes like picking up a phone or responding to tickets. So really having this full tracking history and the Linworks tracking URL feature with Shippo is a huge value add. And so we'll go ahead and play the video here. And what you see here is the actual tracking experience in the Shippo UI. And if you're using the integration in Linworks, you're going to see the exact same thing. So, being able to white label the tracking, offer upselling opportunities, really creating a full customer experience when it comes to tracking, not just something vanilla and something that doesn't work, but really something robust that the customer loves.
That's pretty cool. I've not seen it on the Shippo side. I've only seen it on the Linwork side. So that's pretty cool to see. So we're gonna hop right into how, once an order leaves the warehouse and the customer's attention does switch to the where my package is, just like you said, that's the first thing I do as a consumer. I want to see that email come through that says your order has shipped. And that is like moments to me of knowing that it's on its way. So in Linworks Shippo, we make this effortless for your customers. With Linworks tracking, orders can be easier. Everything is managed in one centralized dashboard, and there's no need to switch between the systems. Thanks to the integration, you can see tracking links right within the order itself. Just like in this image it shows, you're having that tracking number right there. It's real-time updates. It flows automatically. There's no manual things that you have to send back and forth. Once that buy button's done, once the shipping label is created, it is updated across all the platforms, thanks to our fantastic integration with Shippo.
Awesome. And so let's talk about the second optimization. We'll say the secret weapon of the resilient shippers. So we just covered how to improve the post-shipping experience with branded tracking. Now let's talk about the critical decision you make before the label is ever printed. Which carrier you're actually going to use. So let's take a short poll here of how many carriers you do use. We'll give you a little time to answer. If you're using just one, maybe it's for simplicity. If it's two or three, maybe you've already seen the need to diversify. Four or more, we'll say you're a resilient shipper. Awesome. So what I want to point out here is that disruptions are really inevitable. Peak isn't just about high volume, it's about volatility as well. One carrier's hub might get hit with a snowstorm and another might cap your pickups. The easy button with how it works with Linnworks and Shippo, you know, profit protection, it's cost optimization. Why pay $12 for a 2-day service when another carrier can get it there for the same $9? We really have that multi-carrier solution set up in a robust way that makes a ton of sense to work across the Linnworks and Shippo integration. And the best time to prepare is before disruption. You don't need to scramble mid-peak. You just log in, select the service levels you want, and you're instantly up and running. You get immediate access to our entire network of 40 carriers. And next slide here. And to that point, I'm extremely excited to announce that now we have support for Royal Mail with Shippo. So instead of having to create your own Royal Mail account, now we offer full access to their track services. Speaking of easy access, this release is perfect.
Yeah.
Great. And the third optimization here, let's talk about some of the low-tech things that we can do to optimize the warehouse processes. We've covered the digital side of the customer experience with branded tracking, strategic multi-carrier flexibility. Now let's get physical and go inside the warehouse. Awesome. So this slide gets to the heart of the problem, which is really the hidden costs that are bleeding your profit margins. As a shipping expert, I see two preventable mistakes that cost merchants thousands of dollars a week. The first is dim weight charges, dimensional weight. It's when a packer grabs a big box for a small item. You're literally paying the carrier to ship air. Even worse, you'll get hit with a surcharge after the package is shipped, completely destroying the order's profitability. This is 100% preventable packing error. Also, reshipments when the wrong item is packed or an item is missed. Now you're not just paying for shipping twice, you're paying for the lost product, you're paying for the new label, and also you're paying for a bad customer experience, which we really can't put a price on. So your biggest opportunity might be right in front of you. And let's go ahead and move to the next slide here. So it's right in front of you. It's in these aisles. It's at your packing stations, and it's in the hands of your team. Last year, we saw peak volume rising in October, and like I said earlier, it was a record December, and this year we expect the same. And this is why every optimization you can make now matters to protect your profit, whether it's digital, manual, a process you can see, or one that you can't. So here it is, the big secret. It's simple, but I promise you it's the highest return on investment activity you can do this week. Walk the floor, but don't just walk to your office, stop and observe. Stand at a packing station for 15 minutes. Watch one order go from pick slip to sealed box. Ask questions. Where does your packer pause? Where are they going most frequently? Maybe it's time to move the most frequently ordered SKU closer to the pack station or other manual efficiencies that you may be able to find. Awesome. So here's common misses and a small checklist for what to look for when you do your walk, which I mentioned earlier. Small items in oversized boxes, inconsistent box selection, and also missing verification before sealing. So the core cause of reshipments. And poor layout, right? When your high volume SKUs aren't closest to your pick station, and also the converse.
Yeah, that missing the verification, that happens a lot in fashion industry, grabbing the wrong size, thinking you're grabbing a large instead of a extra large. And, there's certain steps to have in place there, like the scanning to verify that can really help solve those things for you to be able to just double check things even once or twice so that you're saving your money and not resending those things.
Absolutely. And here's really a visual illustrative list of the items that we just mentioned, like right sizing, top SKUs and top sellers closer to the pack stations, a visual packing guide to make it a no thinking process for the associates to choose the right packing materials. Add a second scale or printer, right? So if you have one printer that's maybe creating a bottleneck, add more than one, scale the equipment that allows your operations to move. Um, and then, back to moving the top sellers closer, but pre-kit your fast movers. So instead of a seller level, do that on a SKU level and fix the last 10 feet. So make sure that all the equipment that a packer needs is within reaching distance, within 10 feet of them to kind of minimize those manual movements and get the packages out the warehouse faster.
Yeah, those are some great tips to remember, for people who really need to start moving a little faster, and those things you can implement without having anything right now. So let's hop right into optimization number 4, order management and automations, which is really close to my heart here. I love talking about automations because at the end of the day, it's saving you time. And basically, what we have found out is that 22% of retailers found that this is their biggest challenge, is just collecting the orders to begin with, making sure it's all in one place. And a well automated or well oiled is like a what I like to say, OMS collects all the orders from the websites and marketplaces, solving that for you. It's also going to help you understand where your orders are going through, giving you great analysis. If I could speak, that would be fantastic. Great analysis there for you to be able to go down to. It also helps you prepare the orders. So being able to pick the shipping methods and different things that you need based on the SKU or the order level. You can have all of that just at your fingertips. And finally, shares what's learned to help you make better decisions in the future for other products, maybe adding more SKUs, or maybe ordering more because you sold out, or maybe because you didn't order enough of something and you ran out too quickly. This data-driven 23% of people who have this data at their fingertips are allowed to be able to acquire more customers here. And then that well-oiled automation, what does it do really for you? It's going to save you time. How many people would like to have time back in their day because they're not making those decisions right there? That OMS transforms the way you work. It saves your team time by removing repetitive tasks. Hate doing the same thing over and over and over again. Sometimes 47% of retailers say it's a major frustration. It prevents errors so orders get to the right place the first time. It scales with you. With your business coming upon peak season, all these things in place can really help you scale even when the orders are continuing to go up because the processes are in place here. And most importantly, the customer will move faster, smoother for fulfillment, and that the customer is happy. That end customer is what you're really worried about here. So what are retailers automating? Everything these days. 80% of the lower mid-market retailers support multiple order types, such as offering pre-orders, business to business, drop shipping, customizations, 80% of that. Each type requires a slightly different fulfillment strategy, which means more complexity being introduced into your operations. About 22% of merchants say this complexity is the single biggest challenge. Of course, when you introduce more marketplaces, that complexity can go up even more as well. But that's what the automations can handle, that complexity. By applying the right rules, each type of order is brought in, so you don't have to think about it every time. Just think about that, right? Getting time back in your day because some automation is kind of running it for you. That would be fantastic for some of these. So some of the things that people are automating are those routing rules, the assigning the shipping, deciding where to fulfill from, whether it's East Coast, West Coast, whether it's FBA, anything like that, all the way around. You can have your custom actions. It's all your way. So how does this work? It's a whole bunch of if-then statements. The rules engine is going to automatically route your orders to different warehouses, apply bespoke shipping rules and services, even set pre-orders dispatch dates to ensure it gets shipped at the exact right time. All this without lifting a finger. It's all set up within your rules. And the best thing is you have the flexibility to do your rules your way. It checks the conditions that you to do. It is your rules for your company. It performs the action. All this happens while the selling channels and everything is updated in real time. The inventory is correct. You've got everything good to go so that your customers at the end of the day are happy and you're not overwhelming your team here. So let's talk about some numbers that the rule engine can impact here. 47 million decisions made last November means we moved 47 million chances to do a manual error during automations. That equates nearly 6 years worth of hours saved in 1 month alone, meaning customers don't have to employ extra staff, money saved, and instead of money and time can be spent scaling their business and improving customer satisfaction. So you're kind of thinking there, maybe how'd you come up with those 6 years? 6 years is calculated with the assumption that it would take a person 4 seconds to think through the process each time, the order process, times that by 47 million, and that takes you 6 years. So, or if retailers are hiring temp staff over peak season, onboarding would be much quicker because the automation means their basic logic requires no decisions for them to make or to be taught. It's already done for them. You've made it, you've set it up, you've done it. These numbers are staggering here. That how many decisions were made just alone in November? 47 million. That's shocking. So, what is smarter order management? It means automating the optimization for the full lifestyle. So once that button is clicked, it comes in. Those rules and orders are managed all within 1 second of you being in there. It goes through, it's going to hit your IMS, your WMS, it's going to come back to all your stations. Everything's going to be good to go there. What the cool thing here is with Linnworks is we have all the ecosystems here that you can be able to sort through and go through for everything to be able to hit the different marketplaces across all the boards. Our data shows that on average, our users face about 5 decisions per order. 5 decisions, that's a lot. In which a warehouse should fulfill the order or which shipping service to use, automations help remove the mental burdens, cut down on errors, and speed up fulfillment. I know not having to make 5 decisions my day just about dinner would help me a little bit there. But at Linnworks, our rules engines let you automatically sort, prioritize, and action orders so your team can focus on expectations rather than a single action. You want them to have to do the manual labor to be able to pick, pack, ship, and get everything out the door. So next on my favorite topics, optimization number 5, inventory visibility. So actually had the issue happen to me the other day where I ordered something from a website and I ordered it. I thought it was getting shipped, and 2 minutes later I got a, hey, it's not fulfilled. So I was a little disappointed about this. Wish they had a system like ours so I could have known that ahead of time. But let's talk about what peak season practices looks like at Linnworks. For peak season customers, last Black Friday, GMV hit over 61.5 million, 37% jump prior to the month. Keep in mind, this is the very end of November, and what Wyatt said earlier, they had one of the highest Decembers. So those orders that are coming in Black Friday, Cyber Monday, that weekend, most of them are getting shipped in December. So take into that correlation there a little bit too. Across the Black Friday, Cyber Monday week, the GMV reached nearly $373 million, a 17% increase over the previous year. Hopefully we can see that traction continue to grow this year. And on Cyber Monday alone, we saw almost 50 million in GMV. That's a ton. I know I'd prefer to rather sit at home and shop all weekend long than kind of spread it out all week. These numbers emphasize how much a major selling opportunity this time of the year, but this also comes with operational strain. You've got to make sure you have everything in order. More orders, more channels, more ways for things to go wrong. So having the operations set up, having the OMS and your inventory set in place is going to be the best bet for you. Now, we talked about this once before. I'm going to touch on the stat again because it is an alarming amount. 34% faces issues with syncing inventory across multiple channels. You want to be more places. You want to be in front of more customers. So that goal is to be able to make sure your inventory syncs between these channels. 36% of retailers believe that they have a clear, accurate. Flip that on the other side. The other thinks they don't have it. So that is a staggering amount of people who don't think that they have a good view on their inventory. So systems such as Linnworks, together with Shippo, can make this all one big woo-ha moment for you. So how do you prevent these peak season headaches? Exactly what Wyatt and I've talked about it from A to Z. At Linnworks, we can make a real difference, and Linnworks can give you a single source of truth, syncing inventory across every channel so you can avoid overselling and stockouts. Even when orders volume spikes, you got it all set up, your operations should be going nice and smooth. Our real-time updates keeps the counts of accurate everywhere, while multi-channel control ensures you know exactly where the stock sits, what warehouse and fulfillment centers at any given moment. And with smarter forecasting or reporter, you can be in a plan of replenishment with, I am talking way too fast now, replenishment with confidence, maintain the right stock levels and optimize for growth. So you want to make sure that you have those numbers ready. So if you see something running low and you have the ability to get it back in stock quicker, you can get it back and you can get it listed so you can continue to sell. So
Awesome. Thank you, Mady, for those details. Those GMV numbers from last year are staggering, and I can't wait to see the ones from this year.
yeah,
Awesome. So we'll go ahead and yeah. So really the main takeaway from the partnership, right, is that multi-carrier support that you're going to get out of the box, the integration options as far as the UI and the API, discounted rates for US, European Union, and United Kingdom shippers, the ability to perform rate shopping from within the platform, also rate carding and having negotiated rates support for those listed carriers, and also the fully integrated shipping UI in the Linnworks App Store.
and how can Linnworks help you with Peak and Beyond? We're going to help you sync everything together. Our global ecosystem here helps you everything happen within the system, and we use our partners all the way around to be able to sync, to print labels, to pull orders in from the different marketplaces. We're really here to help you expand everywhere you want to be in front of whoever you need to be in. Automate this by saving you time, by building those roles, and you're in control of your inventory and getting your analytics down so that you can prevent overselling or maybe prevent from making sure you have all your inventory up and listed on those websites. So some of our top tips for preparing for peak: automate where you can. Automate those repetitive decisions that you've got here. Keep your product and inventory and data clean and synced. You know, some of the tips that he talked about moving your best sellers up front. Remember those little things about keeping your inventory clean as well, not just that data. Use historical data to forecast and plan your stock levels. Look back at the history, see what some of the top sellers were. Look at trends, see what needs to be moved around. That's going to help you. Have a plan. Most of all, talk about the people who are coming in. Stay in contact with them, making sure that you have a constant contact with them so they can see and you can fix the errors and fix things that are coming ahead of time. And start today. Actually, start last week. Get ahead of the schedule, get ahead of things. Just putting little things in place, some of the things that we talked about, can save you some really good time and money once you get some things implemented here.
Absolutely. And lastly for our poll, which tactics do you plan to implement today? Maybe it's the multi-carrier flexibility that we talked about, or maybe it's the low-tech optimizations to your warehouse processes, or maybe reducing where's my order inquiries with branded tracking. So yeah, you can enter an answer here in the text field.
Awesome. Well, Wyatt, I've had a pleasure here. Let's see if we have any questions kind of coming in here.
Yeah, sure, sure. I've had a pleasure as well.
I have a question for you. What are some
Sure.
of the most cost-saving things that you've seen for people to do when using multi-carriers?
I would say finding the carrier that works for their specific dim weights the best, right? So we'll see one international carrier might be much more expensive for a specific dimensional weight, where another carrier will be the opposite. And then when you move over across to a bigger dim weight, you'll see another optimization or reversal that you can do. So really being able to rate shop across the carriers, across your inventory and the various dim weights of your products.
Yeah, that's a fantastic tip. You know, that's something that a lot of times our customers that we talk to, that's what they're coming up against is trying to save money, and especially in this economy today. They've got to figure it out some way. So I always say, look, try shipping, talk to Shippo. They can help you kind of compare rates and back and forth.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, without further ado, I don't see any other questions kind of rolling in here. Check one more time. I don't see any questions. Do you have any questions for me, Wyatt?
Um, Not right now, no.
Awesome. Well, guys, it was a pleasure joining you guys and talking with you today, and everyone who attended. If you guys would like to have some more information here, there's QR codes here on the screen that you can scan and get in contact with someone here at Linnworks or at Shippo, and we'd be more than happy to answer any of the questions that you have or talk about the content. You know, if you need some help with something else, we're also here. We can help you out with whatever your needs might be today. So thank you for joining, and see you guys later.
Thank you.